Okay, the next video is on lesson on oxides. So basically, what are oxides? An oxide can be divided into two categories, a metal oxide and a non-metal oxide. Metal oxides are basic oxides, BO, and they form bases. They are also commonly known as bases. You have the amphoteric oxides. Okay, the amphoteric oxides are ZNO, Al2O3, and PbO. Together they make ZAP, the letter ZAP, the word ZAP. Non-metal oxides are neutral oxides and acidic oxides. You have CaO, carbon monoxide, and water. They form the neutral oxides. And you have the acidic oxides, CO2, SO2, and CO3. Now these guys, when they dissolve in water, they form acids. Now these are just a sample. There are other non-metal oxides, and generally they are acidic in nature. Okay, let's talk about the amphoteric oxides. Now amphoteric oxides are special types of oxides. They are metal oxides. Okay, but they can react with both bases and acids. And that's the special thing about them. Now, what do you mean? Now you have zinc oxides, you plus acid, you will get salt plus water. Now that is normal, that's something that we learn. That is a normal reaction for a basic oxide, same. But zinc oxide, when it reacts with an alkaline, another metal, you get salt plus water. Now that is not normal. A metal and a metal is reacting, you get salt plus water. So basically the Na and the Zn has combined and you get something new. Okay, now zinc oxide in this case is behaving very much like an acid, because after all, acid plus alkaline, you get salt and water. So it's really behaving much like an acid. Okay, let's look at acidic oxides. Now acidic oxides are things like CO2, SO2, and SO3. Now this is an example of acidic oxide being released in films. As it is released, rain comes, and when the water touches the oxide, these oxides will dissolve in the water, and what do you get? You get something known as acid rain. Carbon dioxide, when it dissolves in water, you get something known as H2CO3. This is a weak acid. The name of this is carbonic acid. SO2, sulfur dioxide, dissolve in water, you get H2SO3, and this is known as sulfurous acid. SO3 plus H2O, H2SO4, and this is a strong acid. And this is sulfuric acid, the one that we use in the lab. So from there you get the acids. Okay, acidic oxides basically dissolve in water and they will form acids. Okay, application. So a typical question will go like that. X burns in air to form an oxide. This oxide dissolves in water and the solution pH is 6. Deduce the nature of this oxide and the element X. So this is how it goes. X burns in air. Air contains oxygen. It burns. It forms a oxide, X oxide. X oxide dissolves in water and gives you a pH of 6. So from here, we can conclude pH of 6 is an acid. Therefore, XO must be an acidic oxide. So the nature of this oxide is XO is an acidic oxide. So what does it tell us about X? Is it a metal or is it a non-metal? So go back to what you have learned. Acidic oxide must come from non-metal. Therefore X is a non-metal. Okay? Now let's try the next one. Y burns in air to form an oxide. This oxide neutralizes an acid. Keyword here is neutralizes an acid. So just write it down. Y burns in air, oxygen, to give you an oxide. And this oxide reacts with acid and neutralize it. So when you neutralize it, you get salt plus water. That's a neutralization reaction. So what can this be? So this definitely must be a basic oxide. Okay, if this is a basic oxide, and therefore Y must be a metal. Okay? Can this be a amphoteric oxide? Yes, this can be an amphoteric oxide as well. Amphoteric oxide can react with both acids and alkalines. So it does, there's a possibility, and both will give you a metal. So the nature of Y will be a metal. It's either a basic oxide or an amphoteric oxide. Okay, last. W reacts with oxygen to form an oxide that can dissolve in both acids and alkaline. So W plus oxygen gives you a W oxide that reacts with acids and alkaline. Now this guy can react with both. There's only one thing that we learned only one oxide that we learned that can react with both acids and alkaline, and that's the amphoteric oxide. So what does it mean about W? W can only be one of the three metals. Z. So this is the oxide. The nature of W is it is a metal, and it can be either be zinc, aluminium, or lead.